So here we go. It says, here's what we got. We got a continuous function, g. G is above. And we got, excuse me, a quarter circle and then 3 line segments. And we know f is the integral from -8 to some value x. Find all the values of x where f has a critical point. This is a good reminder because this is going to be on your quiz. A critical point is where f prime equals 0 or f prime is undefined. Classify each critical point as a min, max, or neither. Okay, so they said, where does f have a critical point? Well, this is what we know about f. And critical points are where f prime is 0 or undefined. So if this is f, what is f prime going to be? What's the derivative of f going to be? Yes, people, we are getting better at that. Derivative of an integral is canceling out. That's so good. That's so good. So if f prime is just g, and we need to find out where f prime is 0 or f prime is undefined, that's just when g is 0 or g is undefined. If this is a graph of g, I see 3 times it equals 0. Anyone else?
Yep.
What are my 3 values?
-6.
X equals -6.
2.
2. And? Doesn't it equal 0 all the way at the end as well? 6? Am I crazy? So those are my 3 critical points. Would you say my f prime or my g is ever undefined? Undefined means that we'd have to have a hole or a discontinuity or anything like that. I mean, they said right here it's continuous. G is continuous, so it's never undefined. So these are just my 3 critical points that we've got to look at as local mins, maxes, or neither. And let's just remind ourselves, what makes something have a local min or max? This is a local max because, let's call this f. If this was f, why does f have a local max right here?
Because the slope of f prime goes from positive to negative.
Good, and f would have a min down here because f prime goes from negative to positive. So my f primes, my slopes have to change signs. So if we're looking for where f has a critical point, where f has maxes and mins, that's when f prime is going to change signs. We know f prime is just g. So does g change signs anywhere? Does g change signs? Here's g. What is g doing at -6? G is going from, if g is going from negative to positive, that means f prime was going from negative to positive. What would we have then at -6? A local min. So we're going to say local min at x is -6 because you could say either one of these. G changes from negative to positive or f prime changes from negative to positive. Either one goes from negative to positive. Do we have anything at 2? This one's going to be a local max. I'm going to say local max at x is 2 because g of x, or you could say f prime, goes from positive to negative. And finally, anything at 6, they're talking about local. No, at 6 it equaled 0, but it didn't change signs, right? And so we're going to say neither at x is 6 because g of x did not change signs. I don't know what made me just think of this. All right, are we feeling okay with that? Okay, this is funky. Find f of 0. What the heck would we do with this info? This is a graph of g. What do we
have to get the area from -8 to 0.
Okay, how did you know that?
Because as f is the area of g.
Yeah, we got to go look at the only thing they gave us about f. Here's f. And so if you're saying, oh, f of 0, if this x was replaced with a 0, I'm going to put 0 in for that x. So I'm going to say f of 0 is the integral from -8 to 0 of g of t dt. And just like you said, Mr. Cooper, -8 to 0 of g, it just means go find the area. Are we going from left to right? So we get to just do this like normal?
Yep.
Ooh, we got to go find all this funky area. What little shapes do we want to do? Could those guys just cancel each other out? Do I not even
They
need to
do.
worry about those two?
Yeah, they do.
Those cancel each other out. I wouldn't even do the math. AP is okay if you don't show that plus that equals 0. So what shapes do we want to handle with this quarter circle and this rectangle? I dig it. This little rectangle, this little circle. Bob, you better show them how you're finding that area, okay, buddy? Don't you just be giving me an answer. Here we go. What's the area of this rectangle? What times what?
It's pi r squared, right?
2 times 4 is going to be that rectangle. Good, good, good. And then pi r squared is the circle. What do we want to divide that by?
4.
Good. Pi r squared over 4. What is my r here? I agree. Bob, could we end right here? Yeah. Say it again. Yes, L'Hôpital's, the hospital. It's like, what are we talking about? So anytime we've got limits, I know we haven't seen these in a while. When we have a limit, just plug in, guys. Let's see what happens when we plug in a -4. So correct me if I'm wrong, that would be an f of -4 over, what would we get on the bottom? Yeah, which is just going to be what on the bottom? Yeah, 0 on the bottom. So close, so close. In order to apply L'Hôpital's, we have to get a 0 over a 0 first, or an infinity over an infinity for this undetermined form. Is f of -4 going to get me a 0?
Yeah, because it cancels out.
Okay, he's like, all right, all I know about f is this thing. I'm going to go off to the side. What is f of -4? Maybe I do it right over here. I'm going to put it in pink. What is f of -4? That's going to be the integral from -8 to -4 of g. And just like Coop, we talked about earlier, -8 to -4, those cancel each other out, and we do get a 0, don't we?
Yep.
My area, whoosh, there's those negative triangle and positive triangle. So I do get 0 over 0. As soon as you get a 0 over 0, you're like, oh man, we gotta do the hospital. The hospital says, just take the derivative of the top over the derivative of the bottom. You don't have to do quotient rule, you don't have to do anything. So L'Hôpital's just says, all right, I'm gonna find that limit as x approaches -4. What would the derivative of this top be? What's the derivative of f? F prime. What's the derivative of the bottom? 2x plus 4. And then you just plug in that x value again. So now we need f prime of -4. F prime, look what we did right here about f prime. F prime is just g. So if we need f prime of -4, we really just need g of -4. Do we know what g of -4 is on a graph of g?
Yes, it's 2.
It is 2. So we got a 2 there. On the bottom, when I plug in a -4, I get -8 plus 4 is -4. Could I end right here? Yeah, we could say -½ but we don't have to. Could I have ended right here?
No.
I can't because that g. Anytime we got a variable, it can't end there. Is, which rule? They said, hey, here's h. Go find h prime. It's my favorite rule. What do we got to do? We got to do quotient rule because h has division in it. H has division, so we got to do quotient rule. This is a good little reminder. It's always low, low first. That's me. Low D high minus high D low all over low, low. I put things lobble, not to call you out. I just put things in terms of x before we do anything with this x coordinate of 1. Sound good? Let's do it in terms of x. Low D high minus high D low. Let's talk about it. What is low? Yes, sir. Low D high. Yeah, g prime of x. Low D high minus. That minus sign is because of like a division, looks like a big old minus sign. Low D high minus high. Love it. D low. 2x, right? All over. Low, low. Parentheses here are kind of crucial. Just make sure that we're squaring that whole thing down there. Now I'm ready to go throw that 1 in. H prime of 1. What would I get right here? 2. I'm going to get a 2 times a g prime of 1 minus a g of 1 times 2 times 1, which is, oh, I just wrote 21, 2. All over 1 squared is 1 plus 1 is 2, squared is 4. Again, you could leave that as unsimplified as you want. We need to go get this info. Do we have g prime of 1? G prime of 1.
Well, we know we can try and get the slope of G.
Yeah, if this is a graph of g, g prime would be its slope. When x is 1, would you agree the slope over here is constant? 1 is somewhere over here, but I could just do change in y over change in x. And this point up here was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0, 6. So I might just do y minus y over x minus x. Did anyone get -3 as my slope?
Yep.
Down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1. Yeah? So we got 2 times g prime of 1, which was -3, minus we need g of 1. Careful, actually. G of 1, since it's the graph of g, is just the point, right? G of 1, what point do we think that'd be? I thought it'd be 3, no? With my slope? G of 1? Am I crazy? Okay, so g of 1 we're saying was 3 times 2 over 4. We're done. If you did simplify it, you could have gotten -3, but you don't need to.